Hello, and welcome back to Jungle Gym Reptiles. So today we are talking about Kenyan sand boas. Now this is Pumpkin. She is my 6-month-old Kenyan sand boa. I believe that's how old she is. Pumpkin right here is a specific morph of sand boa called a nuclear, which has this orange and black cow pattern, I'd say. And her name is Pumpkin because we think she looks like a pumpkin. Now, Kenyan sand boas are obviously from Kenya, but you have multiple different types of sand boas. Mainly, sand boas are from Africa, but you can find them in southeastern Europe. You can find them in the Middle East and some parts of Asia. Now, their life expectancy is in captivity is between 15 to 20 years. And so the females will get up to 3 feet in length. So she'll get quite a bit long. And the males can only get up to about 20 inches in length. Now, we do believe she is a female. That's what we were told by the breeder we got her from. And as you can see, she's trying to dig her nose into my hand, thinking she can dig and burrow. But that is what they do. They are burrowing snakes. They burrow underground, and they spend most of their time underground waiting. That's how they hunt. They wait for their prey to come by, and then they slowly grab them. Almost like if anyone's seen the movie Tremor, it's kind of what sand boas are like. Their diets are made up of rodents, some small birds they can eat, and some small mammals as well as lizards. They will eat them. Anything that they can sneak up on and trap, they will eat that. They do give live birth, which is very interesting for a snake. Instead of laying eggs, they give live birth. Look at her. She's just like looking at me like, why do you have me out? I want to be underground. Her enclosure definitely isn't up to par to what I would like it to be. But as we look, you can see that their eyes and their nostrils, unlike ball pythons, are on the top of their head. That's so when they're burrowed underground, they can breathe and see at the same time. They are super cool. I really love her. She's really awesome. Now, when it comes to enclosures, you have to have a basking spot just like anything else. And you want that basking spot to get about 90 degrees. And the rest of the enclosure, you want to have about 75 to 80 degrees. And when we go into bedding, you can do things like aspen shit. You can do things like aspen, which I do. You can also do a 60-40 mix of organic soil and play sand, which I'm thinking about doing because I think she would enjoy it a little bit more. And you can also do coconut fiber. I don't do coconut fiber with pretty much any of my animals just because I don't like it very much. Now, when it comes to feeding, the babies like her, she gets fed just about every 3 days. It's recommended every 5 to 7 days, so about once a week almost. And then when you get into juveniles, they need to be fed about once a week to every 2 weeks. And you go up in size. You go from pinkies to fuzzies, so on and so forth. She's still eating pinkies right now. She'll probably be ready for fuzzies here soon. And they do get pretty thick. They don't get super big. Like I said, the females only get about 3 feet. But they get about that thick. They get really thick in diameter. And then once you get to the adults can eat just like a ball python if you're feeding it the correct size, about once a month. They're not very hard to take care of. Now, a very interesting thing about sand boas, Kenyan sand boas, is they can go between 3 to 6 months without eating. That's not recommended. Not recommended at all. That's if worst case scenario for them in the environment, they can go that long without eating. Now, obviously, when it comes to other things in their enclosure, you want to give them a place to drink, you want to give them a cool side, you want to give them somewhere to hide, but most of the time that hide's not going to get used. Like, she never uses her hide. Typically, she's underground hiding. I'm very excited to see her grow. She's definitely a breeding project. I'm very interested to see how a live birth through a snake works, but obviously we have a long way to go before that, because they aren't ready for breeding until they're about 2 to 3 years old. So her being 6 months old got quite a bit of time. It's definitely a new learning experience getting into a new reptile. I mean, you can hear the two skinks in the background just trying to get out of their enclosure like always. But that's basically the basics about sand boas, Kenyan sand boas. Now, Kenyan sand boas also have several other morphs, like a white morph, a black morph. I don't know all the names because I'm not very experienced in them yet. I have noticed her scales feel a lot different than a ball python's in a pattern. They're a lot smoother. She's got that really cool white underbelly right there. I think there's about 12 or 15 different Kenyan sand boa morphs that I know of. But yeah, that's really the basics when it comes down to knowing anything about a Kenyan sand boa. Is you're gonna have them for about 15 to 20 years. If you have a female, she's gonna get about 3 feet long. If you have a male, he's gonna get about 20 inches long. Kenyan sand boas specifically are from Africa. They're burrowing snakes. They eat a variety of different things, but mainly what most people feed them in captivity is pinkies, fuzzies, all the way up to mice. They give live birth, and that's really all there is to know about a Kenyan sand boa. I probably need to get to those two because they want out. They are freaking out right now. Gator and Ripple want attention. It's actually feed day, so they probably know that I need to go get them food. I appreciate anyone that is learning anything from this video, and if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. It definitely helps out. The goal by the end of the year is 100 subscribers. All funds that I will potentially make from this YouTube channel go to supporting these animals. They don't go into anything else. And if you liked this video, please give it a like. Comment down below what you thought about the video, what I could do better. And if you'd like to see any future videos on sand boas, we'll definitely keep track of Pumpkin right here on her growth and how she goes. She has definitely gotten a little bit longer. She was only about half her size. She was only about that big when we got her. So she's definitely growing. And again, please feel free to subscribe. It definitely helps out. And I hope everyone has an amazing Easter. Thank you.